If you feel like you had to grow up too fast, you may not have lost your childhood all at once. You may have left it behind quietly, without even realizing it. If, as a child, you understood that someone had to be responsible, and somehow that person became you, then you probably learned something very early that many people learn much later. How to be strong even when no one showed you how to feel safe. If you grew up too fast, you probably learned to stay silent. If you don't subscribe now, this message might slip away, just like so many times when no one really saw you. You didn't become mature because you wanted to. You became mature because you had to. And if this sounds like you, there are some very specific traits you might recognize in yourself. The first is that you put others before yourself without thinking. When someone is struggling, you notice immediately. When there's a problem, you try to fix it. You learn to stay calm even when you weren't okay inside. Many people see this as strength. But often it comes from learning early that your needs could wait. And that isn't weakness. It's emotional depth. The second is that you struggle to ask for help. Even when you need it, you try to handle everything on your own. Not because you're proud, but because a part of you learned that relying on others wasn't always safe. So you became independent before your time. And that independence looks like strength today. But it's also proof of how much you had to carry alone. The third is that you seem strong on the outside, but confused on the inside. Other people see you as mature, responsible, reliable. But inside, it sometimes feels like something is missing. Like you learned how to take care of everything, except yourself. And this feeling doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It simply means you had to grow faster than a child should. The fourth is that you find it hard to truly relax. When there's nothing to do, you feel uncomfortable. Like you should be useful. Like you should be doing something. Doing nothing can feel wrong. Because you're used to staying alert, preventing problems, managing situations. So your body learned to stay slightly on guard. Not because you're anxious, but because for a long time being alert was the only way to feel safe. The fifth is that you feel guilty when you need others. Asking for help can feel heavy. Receiving care can feel uncomfortable. A part of you feels that if someone takes care of you, you might be becoming a burden. So you minimize what you feel. You say you're fine, even when you're not. And that doesn't mean you're cold. It means you learned too early not to take up space. If you recognize yourself in these things, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means you adapted to a difficult reality when you were too young to carry it. You learned responsibility before safety, strength before calm, independence before protection. But there is something important you should know. Being strong doesn't mean you have to do everything alone forever. And healing doesn't mean becoming weak. It means learning that now you are finally allowed to lower your guard. Because people who grew up too fast don't need to become stronger. They need to discover that they are finally safe.